Good evening, well, this is Ivan O'Mara. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Yeah, so stay tuned. Next week, I'll make a video showing my face. What are you talking about, Ivan? I don't know. I already talked about. I might talk about the 4 years of Zanus again with a table. I'll do the video with my table this time. I might split it into two videos. So part one, I focus more on year one and a bit of year two. Then part two, I do year three, year four, year five. I might do that, obviously. Because the Matrix is not guaranteed I'm going to do, right? That's why I don't like talking about it that much. Because it's hypothetical. It's not. There's a high chance I will end up doing The Great Escape with Keanu Reeves and Ben Affleck and Scarlett Johansson. But if Warner Bros is interested, there's a high chance I will choose the Matrix. I have to talk with my significant other, obviously. You have to have that talk with her. Okay, sweetie. You know what I'm saying? After Zaynus, what do you want to do? Like, do you want to do that romance story with me, or would you rather kick ass in the majors? I'd rather kick ass in the majors, Ivan. But we have to make those annoying calls to Warner Bros. Obviously, that's what I'm saying. We're looking at an amazing movie, man. I'm making that Matrix movie for $700 million. So you're looking at an amazing world. The Matrix looks updated, and this looks new. Zion looks updated. It's a new generation. Looks an amazing movie, yeah. But the Great Escape will be a sick movie too with Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves is playing the bad villain, the big villain in the movie. And Scarlett Johansson too. They're both villains. Paul Bettany's a villain too. He's a recruiter. I told you, Ben Affleck and Paul Bettany and Brie Larson are hoping I do the Matrix because they want to be. I'd rather do a trilogy with Ivan than do a one and done movie. And I'm gonna kill them off. Brie Larson and John Krasinski are gonna be killed off in The Great Escape, as I want them killed off in the movie. They're only gonna be in a good maybe hour and like 15 minutes of the movie, man. That's it, man. And I kill them off. Hour and 20 minutes of the movie, maybe. I'll try and give them a good chunk of scenes. I don't pay a lot of money for nothing. Pay them, have them be in a good hour and 20 minutes of the movie, where they have a good chunk of scenes, and after that, I kill them off. And it's a one and done. After that movie, the journey ends. Whereas for the Matrix, it is three movies. So I'm saving them for like a decade, 10 years. About 10 years, right? Yeah. Yeah, I'd rather experience Assassin's Fame for 10 years and just do a 2.5 year one and done. Yeah, but the Greatest Hit will be an amazing movie. Will it be better than the Matrix? I don't think. No, it won't. But it'll be an amazing movie. Obviously, it'll be. You could argue the Great Escape will be the more entertaining watch than the Matrix because it's me and my significant other on the run from a big organization and we're kicking ass, man. You know how you have something like John Wick, fucking entertaining, yeah. Except better than John Wick. Better story than John Wick, obviously. Because even though John Wick, the movies were pretty good, John Wick 4 was good. The story is kind of all over the place. It's not, the stories are not that, the quality of story is not the greatest in John Wick. You see, but it's very entertaining. The action sequences are so good. That's what makes the movie so good, obviously. But John Wick 4, you can tell they focus more on the spectacle, less on the story. John Wick has okay stories, but the stories are not the greatest, obviously. I'm sorry. That's my point. The writing is not the greatest in the movies, but the action and spectacle is really good. That's what keeps the story alive. It's okay storytelling, but it's not the greatest storytelling. Well, for the Great Escape, I don't want shitty storytelling. I want to actually tell a good story. We can't find jobs and what? Obviously. Or you can have the world vote if they want. Say, would you rather do the Great Escape, their unique hidden valiant movie? I mean, that's fucking hard because I want to see you in a romance story too. Yeah, the hidden valiant movie and the Western Guys movie, or the three movie Matrix series. What would you rather choose? Some people might prefer the four because it's a variety of movies, different genres. Whereas the Matrix is the same genre. Some saying. Ivan, what will you do? I don't know, man. Nobody tells me my significant other will tell me, Ivan, I want to do The Matrix. Like, yeah, The Great Escape is a sick movie, but it's not. It's The Matrix, Ivan. I'm like, yeah, you're right. The Great Escape is kind of something like John Wick, Mission Impossible. Yeah, it's a good movie, but it's not. It's not The Matrix. Sarah. The Matrix will be the better story than The Great Escape, but The Great Escape might be a bit more entertaining in terms of action. So I'm gonna put quite a bit of action scenes in the first Matrix movie, but The Great Escape is nonstop action. After we're on the run, it's nonstop action for like 2 hours. That's really crazy. I want it to be like a 4 hour movie, a 3 hour, 50-minute movie, a long fucking movie. Yeah, obviously. Will you use similar training? No. For the Matrix, the training is kung fu, right? Whereas the Great Escape is like John Wick. You can hire some of the stunt guys who worked on John Wick, Mission Impossible. They train you. You're sitting with other Keanu Reeves and like Ben Affleck and Brie Larson and all them, and we do like stunt training. 3 months of stunt training or something like that. 2 months of stunt training. Some Sarah, like he did in John Wick. Yeah, you do training. You know, they train us obviously. You hire someone to train us obviously. And for the Great Escape, I'm thinking the guy who directed John Wick to direct my movie. Him, or you can have him and the Casino Royale guy compete for the job. So something tells me I might end up choosing the guy who directed John Wick. You know the guy who directed John Wick, he was a stuntman in The Matrix. He was one of the stuntmen who trained Keanu Reeves in The Matrix, and now he got his own franchise. Obviously, he's a director for the John Wick series, which was successful. Obviously, the John Wick movies, none of the John Wick movies lost money. They all made money. John Wick was a very successful movie franchise. Yeah, first movie was only made for like 20 million bucks. I think it made like 86 million in the box office. That's profitable, man. Yeah, man. Very little profit, obviously. Second movie was made for like I think 40, and it made like 200 something million. The third movie made 300 million. The fourth movie made almost $500 million. 450 million it made on like an $80 million budget. That's profitable, man. Yeah, I remember back in 2014 when the first John movie came out. It was on Netflix, right? I'm like, what the fuck is this movie with Keanu Reeves called John Wick? It was originally a Netflix movie, and it was so popular on Netflix they put it on theaters. That's how then all the sequels were put on theaters. That's how popular it was. People love John Wick. Yeah, that's why I might choose that director. His name's Chad something. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. He can direct your Great Escape, obviously. He can help you help co-write the script, all that stuff. Because I'm not writing the Great Escape or the Majors. I'm gonna have a higher writing team. I'm done after saying this, man. I'm just gonna executive produce and I'll consult for the script, but I'm not writing it to take the stress off me. Because writing a script is fucking stressing. Writing a script is stressing shit, man. And guys, I want to just like focus on the producing stuff, the main calls, signing the actors, and like some of the crewmen, and like focusing on practicing my lines and getting into my acting mode. So I put on my CEO hat, my producing hat, obviously, and my acting hat. Uh, for all my other movies, I'm not writing it to take the stress off me, obviously. Because writing a script is believe it or not, guys, is stressing, man. It's stressing shit. It's fun, obviously, but it's very stressing because you have to constantly think about the pictures in your mind of what you want to happen for each scene. Yeah. Whereas this, I'm actually micromanaging. I'm stepping down. I'm stepping down. I'm actually gonna put in the work and co-write that script. But after, because it's my story, I wrote it. But everything after that, I'm not micromanaging. Sincere. Just like Bob Iger, I heard he micromanaged for the first Star Wars movie, Force Awakens, and after that, he kind of stepped back and let the producers do their thing. Sincere, because it's tiring shit, like running the company and also micromanaging. It's a lot of work. Hence why he's like, yeah, fuck it. gonna step because he got cocky. Yeah, this movie made $2 billion. Let me step back and let them do their thing. And Last Jedi was a disaster. I'm sorry. It was a disaster. Obviously, it split the fan base. It made busy money, but artistically, it split the fan base. Last Jedi changed everything in Star Wars because Rian Johnson likes making conflicted movies. He even said in one of his interviews, "I want to make like the best movie ever and like the worst movie ever." Because he likes making movies that split the fan base. He did that for Last Jedi, which was a bad idea, obviously. And because of that, they boycotted Solo. And Solo was a good movie. I like Solo better than the. I like Solo better than the sequel movies. I like it better than Last Jedi. I like it better than Rise of Skywalker. Force Awakens, you can argue is better than Solo, but Solo I actually enjoyed on theaters. It was a good movie. It was pretty good. It didn't make money because the movie was bad. It didn't lose money because the movie was bad. No, the fans boycotted it to send Disney a message. Obviously, that's what I think. Obviously, because the movie was not a bad movie. It was a pretty good movie, but the fans most likely boycotted it. Either that, or it's a theory, or the movie was not. People just didn't like the movie. I don't know. So, well, if you're crazy, the fans didn't boycott it. I don't know. It's a theory they boycotted, or it just wasn't a good movie, and then the fans just didn't have it. But I think it's because of the Last Jedi, the disaster that happened. They split the fan base. That's what happened. Yeah, I'm sidetracking here. Yeah. I'm sorry. Would you ever take that risky approach, Ivan, by making a story that conflicts that conflicts the fans? No, I would never do that, man. That's a risky approach to take. Just make Ivan. How do you make a good movie? Just tell a good 3 act story. Come up with a good 3 act story structure, which I can do because I'm creative. You guys, I have an idea for the Matrix the Great Save guys, and him I'm fucking creative. Tell a good story and make it look good. Obviously, that's pretty much what I have to do. Tell a good story and make it look good, which I will because I'm fucking what I'm an amazing actor on the screen, right? Make it look good, like Peter Jackson said, right? In one of his documentaries, yeah, make it look good, yeah, make it look good, man. Tell a good story, but also the spectacle, make it look good, and you sold the fans, yeah, man. But there's what? There's not a definite answer for a movie to make money because there's some movies that tell amazing stories, and the movies don't make any money, obviously. So there's context, obviously. But in most cases, if the movie is a good movie, the movie should make money, and it has spectacle too. You need spectacle too, obviously. Because if you have a really, really good movie that lacks a lot of spectacle, the movie could be a bit boring for the fans, and then some fans might not go see it. So you need the balance of both. Obviously, spectacle is very important too because that's what creates an amazing. That spectacle is more about the experience. The spectacle is about the experience. Is about the movie experience in the movie theater. Whereas story is about what? It's about your heart, your soul. You know what I'm saying? Did it capture your heart? Did it capture your emotions? Did it capture your soul? What you think about life? That's what story is. Spectacle is the experience, the cinematic experience in the theaters. That's why you need both. So I'm saying, too much of one is not good. Obviously, you don't want to do a thing where you focus too much on story and you ignore spectacle. In your movie, it's an amazing story, but the movie's a bit boring. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you don't want to focus too much on spectacle and have like no story, and then your movie's entertaining, but the story was pretty bad, and yet you see it as the movie was entertaining, but it wasn't that good of a movie. Samsara, that's my point. You need both. Samsara, yeah. And that's why I know for Zane, will Zanus be like story? Yeah, Zanus will be story like Lord of the Rings, but I'm also gonna have a lot of spectacle in it to make it very entertaining, like Lord of the Rings was, right? Lord of the Rings is one of the movies whereby it has amazing story, but it also has spectacle, like the ring race. You have the orcs. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it has spectacle too. Especially the sequels, like Two Towers and Return of the King, has an amazing spectacle. But the story, but Peter Jackson didn't shy away from the quality of the story. The story was still good, and it was a good story. That's what you're looking at for Zanus. A good story, an amazing story with high spectacle. That's why I'm putting so much money towards the movie. 1.2 billion, $50 million. So it's like, huh? Which movies tend to make more money? Spectacle or good quality stories? I hate to say this, but spectacle, man. That's why Hollywood they make $200 million budget movies nowadays. Yeah, obviously they didn't, but gone are the days where you have really good like quality story movies, man. It's all about spectacle now in Hollywood because the Hollywood industry changed. Unfortunately, you know what I'm saying. Because I don't mean to be rude. Like most, you look at all the movies in the '90s and '80s. Most of the movies back then are better than the ones that come out today, man. The movies in the '90s and '80s had really good like stories, man. Like Terminator 2, man, is better than like all the movies that came out today, man. How do you top that, man? Yeah, you know what I'm saying. All the horror movies that came out in the '80s and '70s and '90s are better than the horror movies that come out today are horrible, man. They're bad. They're bad movies, and the ones that came out in the '70s and the '80s are much better by a milestone. And the remakes that they all made are all bad. Like they made a remake of The Thing, The Omen. I'm sidetracking, guys. They made a remake of The Thing, The Omen. They were terrible compared to the originals. You know what I'm saying? Amityville Horror. The original was better than the one that came out. You see a difference, man. Yeah, it's just not the same. You know what I'm saying in terms of quality. Yeah, the movies back then were better than the one because back then Hollywood focused more on story, less on spectacle. But to be fair, the reason why they had less spectacle back then because the technology was not as good back then, right? Hence why the movies were Hollywood didn't really focus on spectacle as much back then. It was more on story because the technology in the '80s and '90s was not as good as it is today. But the movies are amazing movies, man. When you watch the movies in the '80s and the '90s, you know what I'm saying? Because the movies now are they're very entertaining, all spectacle. Obviously, because Hollywood is scared of losing money, hence why they don't want to take that risk. Obviously, oh, I mean that's why they make spectacle movies. Yeah, because they don't want to take because they know if they focus more on story, they can lose money. Because some fans might see it as if there's no spectacle, it might be a bit boring for them. You focus more on story, less spectacle. Where spectacle puts butts in the seats because people are what wowed by the experience of the cinematic movie going experience. Hence why that's what makes the movies money. Hence why Hollywood they pump out 200, 250, 150, 200 budget movies because they're obsessed with the money. They just want to make that money. They want to make that cash cow, right? They want to make that money, yeah. Obviously. But I agree though, you do need spectacle in your movie, man, to make it entertaining. But if you too much of it, you can downgrade the quality of your story. And you have to be careful. It's good to balance both of it, obviously. Because spectacle is what makes the experience better, right? That's why you need both. That's why technology. That's why Hollywood pumps out so much money into the movies. Pumps in so much money into the movies. They want that spectacle, obviously, to give the fans an experience. But you have to tell a pretty good story, otherwise your movie can lose money, man. And then this year was the year of the flops in the Hollywood entertainment industry. All the movies lost money, man. It was a horrible year. Yeah, except for Keanu Reeves' John Wick movie. His movie made a lot of money. And Guardians 3, James Gunn. Well, why am I not surprised? James Gunn's Guardian 3, his movie made money. And some of the smaller movies made money. Like Five Nights at Freddy's, I believe, made money. All some of the other movies, smaller movies, made money, but the big ones like Napoleon, all these movies, they all flopped. Everything flopped. Yeah, it was a horrible year, man. Horrible fucking year for movies. But I don't have to worry about losing money for my company because I have the keys. Unless I make a movie for like $3 billion, and I might perhaps lose money, but which I never will, obviously. But I have the key, so I don't have to worry about losing money. But I do have to worry about the story and telling a good story. That's important, obviously, because there's nothing worse than having a movie that made money but artistically it flopped. Because all these movie critics around the world are going to critique my movie, man. Let's see how good Ivan talks shit about Hollywood. Let's see how creative he really is. Let's see how good of a movie he really makes. They're gonna judge me, obviously, as well as all the literary critics are gonna judge my book. Let's see how good Ivan's book really is. Is it really better than Lord of the Rings? They read it like, holy shit, this is better than Lord of the Rings. I told you so. I'm a creative genius. My story. I read Lord of the Rings, guys. I read all 3 books. I read the first one 2.5 times. And I read the second one. I read all the books. I didn't read all the appendices yet. I'm gonna soon read all the appendices. And I might perhaps go back and read Lord of the Rings again. I don't know. I might perhaps do a read-along with you guys on my listening series. I can read the other half of Fellowship Ring if you want. I can do that for you guys if you want. I don't know. Or do you guys want me to read instead? You guys want me to read the Anything You Can Imagine? I can do a read-along of that if you want. Talks about how Peter got the rights, all that stuff. I can do that. Or no, I'm not gonna do that. But they get all the documented information about the behind the scenes, everything. How much Peter made, how he took Mulan to court, all that stuff. John Austin complaining about his check. Bob Shea telling Elijah Wood, you have a crappy agent, we could have paid you double. Yeah, they told him that in the book. It's all documented in the book, yeah. Yeah, people are going to judge me. The literary critics are going to judge me. But because it's why behind the scenes, I don't have to worry about people bashing me online and on YouTube because I didn't sell. Thank God. See, if I sold out, then you have all these YouTube critics, some bashing my book, some praising it, and the movie too, because I'm now in Hollywood in the public eye, which I'm not going to be in the public eye because I'm not selling. I'm why behind the scenes since I don't have to worry about the YouTube critics. I assume I will tell me, yeah, I mean, you're lucky. You don't have to worry about the critics bashing your book on YouTube. Yeah, behind the scenes they will. I don't have to worry about them doing it in the public eye on YouTube and news outlets and all that stuff. I didn't sell. It's all behind the scenes, man. Samsara? Yeah. Let's see how good Ivan's movies really. Peter Jackson. They're gonna judge Peter Jackson too. That's why Peter worked hard. He doesn't want to fuck up my movie. He'll work hard, man. Or Mel. They don't want to fuck up that masterpiece. Yeah, I'm like, Peter, man. Peter's like, Ivan, don't worry about it. I'm going to work my ass off for you. Yeah. Remember in the book, when Peter went to Michael Lynn's mansion, right? His mansion party with the actors, his 11-hour mansion party, whatever it is. Michael Lynn cried to Peter. He pulled him over in the bathroom. He's crying. He's like, Peter, please, I need this. He didn't want his movie to flop, obviously. Because New Line took a big risk in Lord of the Rings. They needed the movie to make money. And the movie was a big hit, obviously. And he told Peter, please, I need this. And Peter's like, don't worry about it. And he ends up pulling it off. Lord of the Rings is a hit. You know. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to pull Peter over. I'm like, Peter, can I talk to you for a sec? He's like, yeah, sure. I'm like, Peter, please, I need this. No, Ivan, Ivan, don't worry. But I'm like, Peter, Peter doesn't have to worry about the money. The movie will be successful financially because I have the keys and I'm a marketing machine. But the art of the movie, he has to worry about, obviously. And you don't want to make a shitty movie, Sarah. And so I'm like, Peter, please, I need you to make. I want my movie to be better than the book, man. I'm not gonna say better than Lord of the Rings. That's disrespectful because Lord of the Rings is Peter's baby. But I want the book to be better. I want the movie to be better than the book. Please, bro, I need this. I need you to make a movie that he said, I have no worry about. I'll make a good movie for you. And he makes a good movie for me. And Mel too. I'll pull him aside too. Mel's like, I have no worry about. I'll make an amazing movie for you. Yeah, and make an amazing movie, obviously. Well, when you pull him aside, I don't know. I'll pull him aside probably in the party after I sign Peter and I party up my condo. I might pull him over in the party. Hey, Peter, can I talk to you for a second? The doc team might film it. Like, Peter, please, I need this, man. I need us to make an amazing movie. How good I want it to be better than the book. I wrote him, and I mean, you read my book. It's an amazing book. I want the movie to be better than the book. He's like, okay, Ivan, and he pulls it off, and he makes the movie together. Yeah, and it'll work hard for me because I paid him so much money, man. He signed a $750 million deal. It'll work hard. 100 million base. Directors don't make $100 million in Hollywood. They don't make that for the base. No, they make like the big ones make like 20 million, 10, 15 million, 30 million, maybe. Yeah. Peter made $100 million for 4 years of work. And he gets like $150 million of the merch, and he gets $500 million of the movie box office. Because he's greedy, he might want double. I'm like, Peter, I'm not paying you double. You're fucking greedy, man. Will you get mad at him? No, I'll just laugh it off. I'm like, Peter, no, I'm not gonna pay you that, man. You're fucking greedy. I've won about 600. I'm like, Peter, no, man. You're blinded by greed, man. You're greedy pig. The only way I'll give him his $850 million deal is if I make like something crazy, like $20 billion off the book. If I make $15 billion off the book, I can give Peter maybe $550 million or $600 million of rollies, but not $850. If I make $20 billion plus, then you can give him his $850 million deal because you know you're gonna make that for the movie, right? If you make $20 billion off your book, you're gonna make that off the movie. Obviously, it's common sense. So you can give him his $850 million deal, and then Peter signed his like 1.3 billion New Zealand deal, something crazy, the biggest deal ever. You know what I'm saying? All directors are like, what? You signed to that deal? That's crazy, man. Yeah. But the directors will be shocked by his $750 million deal too, because directors don't make that in Hollywood. You sign a in my New Zealand money, it's like $750 million. It's like, well, holy shit, man. Why is the company blows out of the water? We don't get this kind of contract in Hollywood. Yeah. Hollywood can't afford to pay the directors that. Because the movies don't do the kind of money my movies are doing, yeah. But most likely, Peter will get his 425. You know what I'm saying? It's enough. That's 500 million New Zealand money. He's just greedy. He wants more. This is all what I made for the rings. I'm like, yeah. It's more than we made for the rings. Obviously. Well, Peter will be happy with 17 million. Oh, he'll be very, very happy. But he'll have that huge smile on his face if he can get like 600 million plus. He'll be very, very happy because 600 million plus, Peter signed like a 900 million deal, 950 million deal, something crazy. He's walking away with 500 million in his bank or something. That 480 million in his bank and 500 million in his bank. Yeah, he's greedy. If he signs a 1.3 billion deal, he's walking away with 800 million in his bank. Now that's double what he's making for the 750 million deal, right? He's a greedy pig, man. Yeah, man. But most likely he won't make that. He'll make his 425. Unless I'm shocked and I make 20 million off the book, then you can give him more money, obviously. And I can put more money into the. If I make 20 million, I'll put like something crazy, like $1 billion towards the studio lot. I'm gonna pimp it out like Incredibles, and $1 billion towards my condo. Obviously, when you put more money towards the movie, if I make 20 billion, I could put even a bit more, maybe 1.4, possibly, and put more towards visual effects. You can do that if you want, because I know I'll make my money back. It's a non-risky investment. So the more money you make, the more you can invest in your condo, in your studio lot, and even your movie. But I'm not going to put $2 billion towards a movie. That's crazy. You're just wasting money. You can put maybe an extra 200 million, 1.4 billion towards a movie, and you put even now you can put 270 million towards visual effects, and you pimp it out more. And Peter's all shocked and blown away. Obviously, so that's a shitload of money. Yeah, Peter, I'll make my money back. I made 20 million off the book. I'll make my money back. Obviously, but most likely, guys, I'm going to be making my 5 to 7 to 9. If I do, I put 1.2 billion, $50 million towards the movie, and 200 towards the studio lot, and 350 towards my condo. And Peter gets his 750 million deal, which is good enough, obviously. He's a greedy pig. So if you make 20 million, when you put towards the movie, I might put a little bit more towards it. Like maybe 1.4 or something like that. I can put more towards visual effects. Otherwise, I make the best movie ever, man. Everything them are demons. I know what I'm doing. Yeah. 1.2 billion is enough, though, right? But you could put a bit more, maybe an extra $200 million, and you put more towards visual effects. and a bit more towards your sets and your costumes. Obviously, you up it up a notch. And Peter was shocked. He's like, "Holy shit!" Obviously, yeah. But don't be stupid to put 2 billion. You're just wasting money. That's too much money. You can put an extra maybe 200 million towards the movie. I was like, we don't have to do that. So this is more than enough money. I'm like, we're gonna make our money back. I made 20 billion off the book. We're gonna make this, or we're gonna make even more for the movie. It's a good investment. Obviously. Will you put more towards salaries? No, no, man. Salary stays at 410. I'm not going any higher than that for salary. That's enough. And what? I don't want these guys duping me. The movie is more important than the salaries. Peter will tell me, "Oh, Ivan, how much you pay everyone is important, but the movie is what's really matters." Ivan, Peter's buying by his degree. Yeah, Peter, that's what's important. Obviously. But I am most likely going to be making my 5 to 7 to 9, or perhaps 10. Obviously. Sincere. 9 maybe 8, maybe 7, 7.5. So Peter gets his $425 million deal. Mel gets his $230 million deal. I put 1.2 billion for $50 million towards the movie. Sincere. But if I make 20, I can put a tiny little bit more to pimp it out more, obviously. Put more money towards visual effects and costumes and armor too. You put more money towards your costumes and armor. Update your IMAX cameras, 4K technology. Yeah, you pimp out your movie, man. Yeah, man. Obviously. Ivan, what if you need 2,000 crewmen for your movie? Then I'm gonna cut their paycheck in half. I'm not gonna put more money to the salary. That's crazy, man. I'm not putting $500 worth of salaries. That's crazy. You have to cut their paycheck in half to like 80,000, 79,000. That's good enough. Don't hate me, listen, yeah. Please, Ivan, that's good paycheck. They're like, Peter five is Peter's by screen. Ivan, it's a good paycheck. Ivan, don't put more money towards your salaries. That's crazy, man. Just cut their paycheck in half. Yeah, I have to cut it in half to like 80,000 if I need 2,000 crewmen. They get 50K 1 year. That's pretty good, and they get 30K another year. And the supervisors get like 130, 140K. You have to cut it down. Richard Taylor's contract, I have to cut it. No, Richard Taylor, I can pay him 300K, obviously, but his other guys, you have to pay them like 150K. You have to cut it down. The supervisors now make 150K. You have to cut it down to afford to pay them, obviously, because you have to create room for your actors to pay them, obviously. Cesar? Yeah, a 1.2 billion for $50 million budget, guys. That's why people be shocked. I had 1.2 billion for $50 million. Like, holy shit. Yeah. I tell him how much money I'm putting towards the sections. He's blown away, man. Holy shit, your company blows out of the water. Yeah, we could afford whatever we want to do, Ivan. Yeah, he's all shocked. Yeah, Schumacher.